The following clip was captured by a security camera inside a hospital emergency room. And before you watch it, there's one detail worth keeping in mind. There was no air conditioning running in that area and no vents anywhere nearby. Keep your eyes on the curtain.
What the hell?
The receptionist catches it the first time and doesn't react much. The kind of moment where you notice something and decide you probably imagined it. But then it happens again, and this time she can't quite stay in her seat. Now, this wouldn't feel like much on its own if it weren't for the fact that hospitals are actually one of the most commonly reported locations for paranormal activity, and not just by patients. Staff members, nurses, overnight security, people who spend long hours in these buildings regularly describe the same kinds of things. Figures seen at the end of empty hallways, call buttons going off in rooms with no one in them, the feeling of being watched in areas that should be quiet. Some hospitals have so many consistent reports that the staff don't even bring it up anymore. It just becomes part of working the night shift. There's a theory that places where a lot of people have passed through or passed on tend to hold on to something, that the weight of everything that happens inside those walls doesn't just disappear when the lights go off. Whether that's energy, memory, or something else entirely, nobody's been able to say with any certainty. So what moved that curtain? I'll leave you to be the judge. This next clip starts as a pretty ordinary morning vlog. Jenna's just filming her routine when she hears her daughter yelling from the other room and comes out to report something to her.
Clock is not getting down.
What?
She's not getting down.
Who, honey?
Clock is not getting down.
What's her name?
Clock is not
Kalong?
getting down. Yeah, she's not getting down.
Where is she, honey? Where is she?
She's in the living room. She's not getting off the chair.
Okay. What would you like me to do about this?
She needs to get off the chair because she's gonna fall on her head.
Okay. How does she look?
Looks like she has makeup on herself.
Okay.
She's not listening to my words.
Okay, go tell her to get down and then see if she gets down. Okay.
Come on, you can get down. Okay. Good job. Thank you. She got down.
Are you playing with her?
Oh yes, I'm using it now. She was just there on the chair because I liked her to get off, so. But she's on.
Okay.
Her daughter is upset because her friend isn't listening to her. The friend that, as far as anyone can see, isn't there. On its own, an imaginary friend isn't unusual. Kids have them all the time, and most parents don't think twice about it. But then came the detail that stopped people mid-scroll. The name her daughter used caught the attention of several viewers almost immediately because it sounded strikingly close to Kalon Orang, a figure from Javanese and Balinese folklore dating back to the 11th century, described as a powerful witch who practiced black magic and is almost always depicted in full, elaborate makeup. Something the little girl also mentioned about her friend, casually. And that's the part that's hard to brush off. A child describing an imaginary friend as always wearing heavy makeup isn't unheard of, but pairing that with a name that closely mirrors one of the most feared figures in Indonesian folklore, a figure most adults in Western countries wouldn't even recognize, is a combination that made a lot of people stop and reread the comment section. Now, some days later, they're in the car, and her daughter starts to talk about her friend again. So Jenna starts recording.
Kalon gave me a hug.
She did.
Yeah, because she's so nice.
Oh, how old is she?
5.
She's 5. What color of hair does she have?
I don't know. Maybe a yellow hair?
Yellow hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Is Kalong nice or is she mean?
Nice.
She's nice to you?
Yeah.
That's good. What does she wear? What kind of clothes does she wear?
She wears my clothes.
She wears your clothes.
She does. She really wants my clothes because she wanted to wear them.
Oh.
Kalon, are you okay back there? Do you want me to come with you?
She in the back seat?
Yeah. She wants me to come with her.
Well, you can't. You have to be in your car seat
Why?
because Because you're 3. Why is Kalong in my car?
Because she wants to.
Okay. Does she follow you everywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe me and Kawan can go on a walk tomorrow.
Maybe.
A lot of viewers found it sweet, even a little funny. The way kids describe things with complete sincerity is hard not to smile at, but others couldn't quite let go of what they were hearing underneath it. The specificity of the details, the consistency, the way her daughter talked about this presence like it was as real and solid as anyone else in the room. One comment in particular shifted the tone of the entire thread. A woman wrote that she'd been in a similar situation with her own daughter, who also had an invisible friend she talked about constantly, until the day she fell from a bunk bed and later told her mother that her friend had told her to get up and then pushed her. That comment alone changed how a lot of people looked back at the clip, because there's something about the way children interact with things we can't see that sits in this uncomfortable space between completely explainable and deeply unsettling. And the line between the two isn't always as clear as we'd like it to be. Most of the time, it's nothing. Most of the time, the imaginary friend fades away on its own and the kid grows up and forgets about it entirely. But every so often, a story comes along that makes you wonder. Jenna still believes her daughter is fine, and hopefully she's right. But if it were your child, describing a friend you couldn't see, using a name you didn't recognize, what would you do? This next one comes from fitness influencer Tati D Fitness, and he's just recording himself cleaning the house. Nothing unusual about the day, nothing that felt off in the moment. It's only when he goes back to watch the footage later that he notices something. Listen closely.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters, apparently, because I've made many videos in this house and I have never had any type of ghost activity, meaning can't see nothing, there's nothing to be heard on the thing, because I know sometimes cameras and voice recorders pick up other noises. Check this out. So here I was recording on Riverside. Listen to this. Tell me if you don't think it's spooky. It keeps going after that little clip I showed you. There's no kids in the house. Partner's not doing anything. I think it's time to do a cleansing. Or Ghostbusters. Somebody come get this thing out my house. Ugh.
That sound isn't something he put there, and it's not something he heard while he was recording. It only showed up in the playback. Now, the easy explanation would be interference, some kind of signal disruption that found its way into the audio. And that's probably where most people's minds go first. But here's the thing that makes that harder to lean on. He doesn't have kids, and his partner wasn't doing anything in the house that day that could account for it. What makes this particular kind of audio capture so interesting to paranormal researchers is that it falls into a category they've been documenting for a long time. EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, which refers to sounds and voices that appear in recordings without any identifiable source in the physical environment. The theory is that certain frequencies, ones we can't hear in real time, can occasionally be picked up by recording equipment, almost like the camera catches something the human ear simply isn't tuned to receive. Whether that's a glitch in the technology or something else entirely is a conversation that's been going on for decades without a clean resolution. So was it interference, a technical anomaly, or did something decide to make itself heard while he wasn't listening? I'll leave you to be the judge. This next clip comes from Sammy Bryce, who'd apparently noticed her dog behaving strangely around a particular corner of her home. And this time, she decided to have her camera ready when it happened again. Dogs reacting to things their owners can't see or hear is one of those experiences that's so widely reported, it's almost become its own category of paranormal evidence. And it's not just anecdotal. Animals have sensory ranges that go well beyond what humans are capable of. Sharper hearing, a broader range of frequency detection, and a sense of smell that picks up on changes in an environment that we'd never notice. So there's always a rational window to look through first. But then there's the other side of that conversation, because across almost every culture that has a tradition around the paranormal, animals, and dogs in particular, are consistently described as being able to perceive things that people can't. Not just hear them, but react to them the way they'd react to a physical presence. The growling, the fixed stare at something specific, the refusal to move or look away. It's a pattern that shows up in these accounts over and over again, and Sammy's dog fits it almost exactly. What makes this clip harder to dismiss is the corner itself. The dog isn't reacting to a sound coming from outside, isn't distracted by something moving across the room. It's locked onto one specific spot, and it doesn't let up. Anyone who's owned a dog knows the difference between general restlessness and that kind of focused, unwavering attention directed at something that, as far as you can tell, isn't there. Sammy hasn't been able to explain it, and nothing about that corner of her home has given her a clear answer, but her dog seems pretty convinced that something is there. And animals, as a rule, don't growl at nothing. I'll leave it to you to decide what to make of that. This next clip comes from Boob's Brewery, specifically the Alois Bar, and it's just a regular night. A group of people gathered for what looks like a casual meeting. Nothing unusual about the setting, nothing that feels off going into it.
You wouldn't move for anything, even to go to the bathroom. So if you follow down this lovely way to the hole in the floor, that's your bathroom. You would just pee here if you notice. The floor is actually slanted, so you would just go to the bathroom, and they would have a young boy, like 10 to 12 years old. He would be the one that would come in and clean up your yard. You can get Oscar, Henry, and Carl sometimes. We'll go and we'll hit a couple of the other rooms that are outside here too. But you can see some equipment's getting set up. Everyone has their equipment too.
Bear in mind that the person that comes in through the door closed it behind them, firmly shut. And then a little while later, that same door opens on its own. Now, the reason this one is difficult to explain away is that detail right there. The door was shut, not resting against the frame, not slightly ajar, but properly closed. A draft or a change in air pressure might move a door that hasn't caught, but it doesn't pull open a door that's already been pushed to. The physics just doesn't hold up, and several people in the comments were quick to point that out. What adds another layer to this is the location itself. Bubes Brewery is one of the oldest and most well-documented paranormal hotspots in Pennsylvania. Built in the 1800s and operating continuously since then, the building has a long history, and with that comes a long list of reported experiences. Staff who've heard their names called in empty rooms, guests who felt something in the tunnels beneath the building, objects that turn up in places they weren't left. Some believe the brewery's age and the layers of history soaked into its walls make it exactly the kind of place where activity like this is almost expected. Others think the tunnel system running beneath it plays a role. Dark, enclosed, largely undisturbed spaces that some investigators believe act as conductors for whatever energy lingers in a building this old. But what do you think? This next clip starts out as just a sweet moment. A mother and her little girl playing together in front of the camera. The kind of video you record just to have it later. And then the little girl's whole demeanor shifts.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're gonna be back in 5 minutes.
I'm not scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared.
All right, before you go, say Happy New Year.
I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared.
Of what?
I'm scared.
I'm scared too. Of my own life.
My gosh.
There's not a ghost, you psycho. Did you hear that? She said she's afraid of the ghost. Where's the ghost? ghost? Where is it? Where's the ghost? Show mommy. Point to it. You're fine. Where is it? Point. Is it over there? Is it over there? Is it over there? Where is it? Where's the ghost? Where? Is it Grandpa? It's not? What's the matter? Okay, come here. Do you see what I deal with? What happened? See?
Now, before anyone suggests the child was performing, she's still a baby, and anyone who's spent time around children that young knows they simply don't have the emotional range or the cognitive ability to manufacture that kind of reaction on cue. That specific combination of fear, certainty, and distress isn't something you can coach out of a toddler. What you're watching is a real response to something. The question is just what that something is. And this apparently isn't the first time it's happened either, which is the detail that shifts this from a single strange moment into something with a pattern behind it. Some believe that very young children exist in a space where the boundary between what adults can and can't perceive is simply thinner for them. That before the world fully closes in around them, they're still open to things that most people have long since stopped being able to see. Others think there's always a rational explanation, that kids this age are easily overwhelmed and their fears don't always have a visible source. What do you think? This next clip was taken at Phoenix Children's Hospital, where a mother brought her little girl in for what was supposed to be a routine checkup. But during that visit, the two of them encountered something they both described afterward as a friendly ghost. Sogi sisi gas.
Okay, go. Who is it?
It's so weird.
Is it you?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please.
Okay. One last time.
Okay. Wait, so are we friends now? Can you do it again if we're friends now?
Oh.
We're not friends? You don't like me? Okay.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a... Wait, so do it again if you're a doctor. Wait, are you messing with us or are you actually a doctor? I don't know. Are you just messing with us? Okay. Well,
I don't know.
The little girl seems completely at ease, almost charmed by whatever she's experiencing. But when the mother posted the video online, the comment section told a different story. Former staff members came forward almost immediately, sharing things that had never quite made it into official reports. Televisions turning on in rooms where they'd been unplugged, motion sensors triggering in empty hallways, equipment malfunctioning in specific areas, always at night, never with a clear explanation. And then there was room 28 in the old emergency room, a room that, according to multiple commenters, had been quietly taken out of use after repeated sightings of a small girl inside, not always still, not always passive, sometimes found standing beside patient beds, watching. One father mentioned that during his son's stay, He and his family would hear children laughing and running somewhere beneath them during late night walks near the cafeteria. And every time they went to check, the floor below was completely empty, the floor directly above the morgue. Knowing all of that, that moment between mother and daughter looks a little different now. So, what do you think? Also, have you ever been to Phoenix Children's Hospital, and did you experience anything strange?